Hello everyone, today we are going to study a famous poem composed by Robert Frost. Robert Frost was born in San Francisco. He spent most of his life in rural New England. He made attempts to write poetry while working on a farm or teaching in a school. The poem revolves around a general problem that one faces in life. It is of making a choice in life. Life gives us many opportunities and one has to take a decision and stick to it. One can't get everything in life. The decision taken can sometimes be wrong also, but the choice has to be made. The choice affects our life, but the step once taken cannot be retraced. So now we are going to study about the poem line by line. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveller, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Once the poet was walking down a road. He saw that the road was diverged, and there were two different paths, out of which he had to choose only one. The poet says that he could travel on one road at a time. He had to choose one out of the two roads. Here, yellowwood means a forest with leaves which are wearing out and have turned yellow. Yellowwood actually represents the season of autumn. The poet kept standing there looking at the path very carefully as far as he could. Before choosing the path to walk upon, he wanted to know whether it was suitable for him to walk upon or not. He was able to see the path till from where it curved, and after that it was covered with trees and was not visible at all. It happens in our life also when we have choices. We have alternatives and we have to choose only one out of them. We take time to think about the pros and cons, whether the particular choice is suitable for us or not, and only then we take a decision and choose the path to walk upon. Now we are going to study about the second stanza, which goes like this. Then took the other just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for the passing there, had warned them really about the same. The poet kept on looking at one path for a long time to check if it was the right path for him or not. Then he started walking on another path because he felt that both the paths were equally good. He felt that both the paths were equally good and started walking on one of them. He adds that maybe he felt that the path was better for him, and so he chose it as it had grass on it, which means it was unused. Not many people had walked on this path earlier, that is why this part was grassy and grass was not crushed. Here, wanted where means that it was not walked over by many people. After he walked on the path for some distance, he realized that both the paths had been worn out the same way, which means that both the paths were used the same way. Even in our life, we choose any path or option, but all of them have the same benefits, disadvantages, problems, challenges, and we must face them and don't run away like cowards. We think that we are choosing a better option, but it is not that way. Every way has its own advantages and disadvantages. Every path has its own consequences and results. Now we are going to study the third stanza, which goes like this. And both that morning equally lay. In leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. The poet says that both the paths were similar that morning. Both had leaves on them and no one had stepped on them as they were still green in color. He decided that the day he would choose one path and keep the other for another day, although he knew that one way leads to another way. It means that when we start walking, we see that we are able to find different ways and solutions to our problems. The poet knew that he could not go back on the path that he had not chosen. Similarly, even in our life, once we choose an option, we must keep on moving ahead with that option, as we never get a chance to come back and take the other option that we had left earlier. In other words, we should be satisfied with whatever we have. Also, we should become strong enough to fight with our problems. Now we are going to study the fourth stanza, which goes like this. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged into a wood, and I took the one less travelled by. And that has made all the difference. He says that in the future he would take a deep breath and say that once upon a time he had reached such a point in life when there were two options for him, and he travelled on that road which had been travelled upon by lesser number of people. That decision of his decided his future. Similarly, in future when you grow up, then you will say that once upon a time when you were young, you had two options. The choice that you made you what you became of it. This is a very strong message to all the students, that you should be wise and be careful while making choices out of the options that you have in your life, because your future depends on the choice that you make today. Right choices lead to a happy and successful life, whereas wrong choices lead to struggle and unhappiness. So now we are going to study the summary of this poem. The poet says that once he was walking down the road and reached a fork. He could walk over one of the paths only. He took time to choose the right path. He inspected them to decide which was better option, and then chose the one which seemed less walked over. He kept the other for some other day, although he knew that he would never get the chance to walk over it. He would go further on the chosen path and not get a chance to go back on it. As he walked on the chosen path, he realized that both the paths were similar. He felt that his future depended on the choice that he had made. So, make choices wisely. Let us now discuss the literary devices used in the poem. Metaphor. Metaphor is used when a thing is regarded as symbolic of something else. There are many metaphors in the poem, like road, fork in the road, and yellow woods. The road in the poem is the metaphor of life, while the fork on the road metaphorically represents the choices we make to adjust the course of our existence. Similarly, yellow woods are the metaphor of making decisions during the harsh times of a person's life. These metaphors used in this poem give prominence to the importance of various decisions we make in diverse situations and their impacts on our lives. Imagery. Imagery is used to make the readers perceive things through their five senses. The poet has used images of sense of sight such as leaves, yellow woods, and these images help readers to literally perceive things they are reading. The image of the road helps readers to visualize the road delivering a navigation route to the traveler. Simile. A simile is a device used to compare things with familiar things to let the readers know it easily. There is one simile used in the second stanza, such as just as fair. It shows how the poet has linked the road which is less taken to the easy way through life. Personification. Personification is a representation of a thing as a person or a human form. Robert Frost has personified road in the third line of the second stanza. Here it is stated, because it was grassy and wanted bare, as if the road is human being.